This is my math homework number 8, Tuesday. For the first one, it says find the quotient. 5.973. 5.973 is being divided by 0.11 or 11 hundredths. So the first thing you need to do is make this guy into a whole number. It needs to move over 1, 2. So pretty much times 100. And then you need to move the inside guy over 1, 2, which is another times 100. So whatever you do on the outside, you must do in the inside. So then our math problem then becomes 11 outside, and the inside becomes 597.3. That's where the decimal is at now. Now let's go and do the division. 11 cannot go into 5. 11 can go into 59 5 times because 11 times 5 is 55. Subtract that and you'll get 4. Bring down the 7 to make 47. 11 times 4 is 44. And then when you subtract that, you'll get 3. And bring down the last digit, and that'll be 33. And you can go into it perfectly 3 times, because then 11 times 3 is 33. And you'll get a 0 as our remainder. And decimal just goes straight up. So our quotient is 54 and 3/10. For the second one, we have to find the sum. Let's go and add this up. This is 32.923 plus 54.2. If you want, you can add zeros if you like, or you can just move down the numbers. And then 9 plus 2 is 11. Carry the 1. The decimal goes straight down. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 4 makes 7. And 3 plus 5 is 8. So our sum will be 87 and 123 thousandths. For the next one, it says find the difference. It is 3.52 minus 1.426. Let's go and put a 0, and then let's go and borrow. That becomes a 10. 10 minus 6 will give us 4. We have to borrow again, so make this into 11. 11 minus 2 will give me 9. 4 minus 4 is 0. The decimal goes straight down. And 3 minus 1 is 2. So our difference is going to be 2 and 94 thousandths. For the next one, it says solve the following. We'll multiply decimals. We're going to go ahead and imagine that this is a whole number. So imagine that this is 235 times 49. And just multiply normally as you would with a 3 by 2. So 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 3 is 27. Add 4 makes 31. Carry the 3. 9 times 2 is 18. Add 3 makes 21. You can either erase that or cross that out. Cross out the 9. Put a 0. Nothing changes. And then going to continue to the 4. 4 times 5 makes 20, carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, add 2 makes 14, carry the 1. 4 times 2 is 8, add 1 is 9. These are called our partial products. Add these together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 9 plus 2 makes 11. And now we count the numbers behind the decimal. We have 1, 2. So then we just put 2 numbers behind the decimal. So it goes right there. Our answer is going to be 115.15, or you can say 115 and 15 hundredths. For the next one is a word problem. It says Joe bought 5.8 pounds of grapes. So let's go and write that down. He buys 5.8 pounds of grapes to have as a snack with his 10 friends. If he shares his grapes evenly, how many pounds of grapes will each of his friends get? So this word problem tells you to divide. The key word is the word shares evenly. He shares it evenly, so when you share something, you can split it up. And when you split things up, it becomes division. So our equation is going to be 5.8 pounds of grape is going to be divided by 12. Now some of you guys might be, well, how come it's 12? I see it in the number 10. Actually, not with 10. Sorry, it's not with 12. I was reading that wrong. It will be with 10 because he's sharing it with 10 of his friends. And then you can solve this two ways. You can, of course, do your division of doing 5.8 being divided by 10. You can do it this way if you like, or you can do the other way, which is much easier. What you do is you move your 5.8 to the left 1 times, because when you multiply something by 10, you move the decimal to the right, but then when you divide something by 10, it gets smaller, so you move it to the left. So then it becomes 0.58 if you want to do it the easy way. And if you want to do it the longer way, you can still do it like this. You can just simply divide. It's going to erase these up top so it doesn't distract us. So we can go ahead and divide normally. 10 cannot go into 5. 10 can go into 58 5 times, because that would be 50. 58 minus 50 is 8. You add 0 and bring that down, and that makes it 80, and 10 can go in 88 times. And you have 0 as your remainder, and your decimal can go straight up, and you still get 0.58. So either way, you will get every friend will get 0.58 pounds of grapes. For the last one, it says, Joe needs to buy snacks for the chess club. There are 12 people in the club, and he wants each person to receive 0.5 pounds of grapes. How many pounds of grapes should he buy? In this case, we're going to multiply 12 times 0.5 equals x. We are going to multiply this time and not divide, because he's not sharing it. He's simply going to see, everyone's going to get 0.5, so instead of doing 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 plus 0.5 over and over, which is called repeated addition, we can just multiply instead. So there's 12 people getting 0.5 pounds of grapes each. So 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5, add 1 makes 6, and you have only one number behind the decimal, so every person will get, or not every person, the total amount of grapes that he needs to buy is 6.0 pounds, or you can just say 6 pounds of grapes.